Hi everybody, welcome to Mothership, streaming on Geek and Sundry's Twitch, Nerdist, YouTube, and Alpha. I'm Hector Navarro.
I'm Jessica Chobot, and we're the big sister who smashed your Lego tower because we thought it looked like a fun thing to do, but then helped you rebuild it into something much more epic because deep down, we care.
Yeah. Today we've
Everybody knows I care.
On the show we've got Eugene Simon, aka Lancel Lannister from Game of Thrones, dropping by to talk about that GOT set life. Oh, right there. Oh, there he is.
Nice. Then we've got Spencer Stewart, the lead developer of Cat Sorter. He is coming by to teach us how to replace buttholes on VR kitties. Yay!
Okay. I will play that. I will play that. Also, we've got Michelle Morrow and Jesse Cox to give us the inside scoop on their YouTube Red show, Good Game.
Woo!
Yeah! Come on.
Now later, Kimmy Gatewood and Rebecca Johnson from Netflix's Glow are going to judge our 1980s wrestling promo Mothership Challenge, which might be my biggest dream come true.
Yes. Our show's huge today. Just like our love for you, we're going to be proving it by giving away a mug of choice from the Alpha Store to a random active chat member during the show. So talk to us in the chat of your choice because we're going to be checking in with all three of you. Don't worry, though. If you don't win, you still want one. In case you didn't know, Alpha members get a 10% discount at shop.projectalpha.com. Did you know that, Jessica?
I did know that because I say it almost every day. At the end of every Nerdist news.
That's right.
But first, is your internet browser more of a problem than Viserion becoming a white Game of Thrones reference, y'all? You know, keep it on theme for the show. Then we're here to help because you've got too many tabs.
First off, Louise Stokes posted a video on her YouTube channel from a holiday weekend with friends at a fancy estate. As the party drone captures her in frame, she hams it up and then hams it down.
Oh, God. What happens to her?
All right, this looks like drone footage so
also,
far.
Where's she at? Because I want to go.
Drone funny footage fail. Ah!
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Yeah, keep going.
Yeah! All the way in.
Oh, she was submerged.
All the way in, like her head and face. All the way in. Oh, man.
All that precious makeup just washed away.
My cigarettes. Wait, does it keep going?
Yes. You know what? Here's the real deal. The champagne bottle that's sitting right outside that fountain. There's a reason why they're stumbling around.
That's a hilarious clip. I love that very much. She manages to save her cigarettes, but as always in these videos, I get nervous about the phones, right? No word yet if her phone was actually destroyed by the fall into the fountain, but don't worry, we're on it.
We are? No. I'm not getting paid extra to do any of that.
Screw her and her phone. That was hilarious.
Right. Much like Hector, I too love epic fails. But I love revenge even more. That's true. So in this one, the humans get their vengeance on a drone using a sweet, sweet justice of a rocket-powered katana. What?
What did you say?
Rocket-powered katana. Oh! Do they do that in slow-mo? Yes.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh man. You know, nothing ever cuts perfectly like it does like an anime, which is right down the middle and then the thing goes like that.
Not true.
What cuts perfectly?
We've done slow-mo.
Destructo?
No, we've done slow-mo katana hits of pigs. It's a long story. It was G4 back in the day where we cut into a pig and
a
dead
pig?
one.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you for that clarification. I was like, I don't care if it's a long story. I need one word right now, alive or dead. And then we can move on.
Dead pig.
Jeez.
And also the set light that I hit with the katana when we were trying to do For Honor. I sliced right through that thing. All right. Not supposed to mention that, though, in case somebody gets fired. This comes from David Windestall's YouTube channel, where he's taking suggestions then for the next thing to wreck with his missile sword. So,
Pig.
guys, if you have
It's a
something
pig.
in mind, a dead pig,
Dead pig.
go hit him up.
All right.
So the next batch of tabs has everything to do with guitars and nothing to do with actually using them to meet someone. We need you guys in chat to tell us which one is better, because it's time for our guitar head-to-head jab off. God, you know, it's still not sexy.
We
All right,
just wait.
so mine is a first for Mothership because there are no wipeouts, no video game jokes, no sad animal murders. I'm waiting.
We have to.
No sad animal murders. It's just really cool. Now, in light of the season 7 finale on Sunday, YouTuber Acoustic Trench plays the Game of Thrones theme song on a 12-string guitar, and it's pretty awesome. So let's look.
I love it. I love it. God, everything sounds good on a
It's
guitar.
like a dope-ass run fair.
Yeah. The dog is not impressed.
Plays this to me every night.
It's epic.
Between each season, every night.
Nice. Okay. Classy.
Hector, what have you got?
Well, Jess, mine is exactly like yours, but without a guitar. It doesn't really need more setup than that. Let's check it out.
Yes! Yes! Look at that face! Oh yeah, run it! Run it out! Oh my god, I never thought I'd be into it, but I'm into it.
He's selling it.
Oh yeah, he is just feeling this.
Oh yeah!
Oh, man! That was from the Air Guitar World Championships channel, and you are looking at the 2017 champion, Matt Aristotle Burns. It's worth noting that the air in Aristotle is spelled like air in air guitar.
Yeah. You know what else?
What else?
I wish something like that made me that happy. He looked so
right?
stoked.
He's from the U.S., and guys, he's a winner. And if you don't believe us, Amy off stage said he's my boyfriend, so
No,
he can get it.
No, she actually said, what? He can get it?
He can get it.
He can get it.
When he came out, and you're ready
like,
to
oh,
laugh
he can
at him,
get it.
Amy was like, oh, he can get it. It's the world we live in.
All right, so let's go to chat to see which one of us won.
Okay.
Everybody air guitar. Even I vote for air guitar. I'm not even voting for mine.
Dordwin says can't beat a 12-string though.
Oh,
that's true.
Okay, so there's my one
There
vote.
we go.
Yeah.
There we go. DeMarco Draw says, wow, world championship. It sounded sarcastic. It sounded, because it was a dot, dot, dot.
Shame, 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 shame,
Shame.
shame. This is shame.
Whoa!
Stop now, stop now. Stop this whole thing. Stop the whole debacle. I really can't handle this. Turn it off. Turn it off. This is heresy. No. This is absolute heresy. I have an idea, guys. I have an idea. Why don't we merge these two tabs?
Oh my gosh.
How so?
It's just food for thought.
Just
right,
okay.
let's see.
All right. Yeah, I like that. I like that.
I told you guys, if you bring faith to something, you can do anything.
Oh. That was awesome.
Pretty genius.
Yeah.
Eugene Simon, everyone.
Come on.
Yeah. All right, so we played Lancel Lannister, who you may recognize as Robert the Alcoholic's Enabler. We've got Cersei's very, very,
Oh, look
very
Long
close
lashes.
cousin.
Oh.
Ew.
Yeah.
Or the guy who blew it or didn't blow it, depending upon your perspective.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that was
sure.
awesome. That was awesome. That was fantastic. Eugene, thank you for coming in and interrupting that because that was the best clip that we had out of those 2 clips.
Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you. It was delightful. It was delightful.
So do you actually have any stories from the Game of Thrones set to share with us?
I do. I have one particularly unpleasant one. It's more to do with my hands actually. It's a kind of backwards mannequin. Yeah, they're now currently healed. But it's a bit of an unpleasant story. I had when Lancel Faith Millicent was sort of first born into the show, there's a moment where he has a 7-pointed star carved into his forehead.
Yeah.
And this was one of the last scenes that I ever had to do. There we are. And that knife was excellent at making it look as though it was cutting flesh. And there's a moment where I had to decide what we wanted to do to really show he was in pain. So I said to the director, because it's my last day, why don't we get a nail clipper? No. And I had very long nails because I had to grow them because he was quite a feral guy.
Yeah.
And I said, why don't we break them? And he said, how do you mean? I said, well, let me show you. So I got a nail clipper and I cut vertically into my nail so that they were weakened. So essentially it's sort of 3 nails attached to each of your right hand. And I then decided that, look, why don't we just set up the shot so that we're on the side of the wood? He went, okay, let's do it. He set up camera and then he just said action in 1 take and I just squeezed the side of the thing and we put fake blood under my finger and I just broke my nails basically and bent them backwards on the side of the table. And that was I think my second last day on season 5. So that was a fun way. That was a fun way to end it.
That is gross.
Yeah, yeah.
Did they use that shot in the show?
I thought, why not? They're going to go anyway, and it didn't hurt me. It didn't hurt me. I'm willing to break a nail or 5.
Did they end up? Please tell me they ended up using that.
They did. It was only like 2 seconds, but it was worth it to me. It's 2 seconds worth of footage.
I don't know if we have that, but that.
And then of course I have. I don't know if you knew, but I had a rather fun death. I was given the honor of a very fun death.
Yeah, what was that like filming that?
I mean, I guess potential spoilers if you haven't seen it, but honestly, at this point, you just kind of got to be on board or not.
We apologize in advance. No, on the very last day, the situation was that I crawled along about 30 meters worth of corridor. There's no CGI in that long corridor, by the way. It's just a catacomb that goes on and on and on. But at the very end of that catacomb, there's a huge, what's the right word? Herd of bats. There's there were hundreds of them. So what was the floor covered in?
Oh God!
I was covered. I was covered exactly. I was covered in guacamole. No, I was covered in bat feces from head to toe. I was also covered in fake blood and covered in my own sweat because I dragged my own body for 30 meters. And that was my last day with Miguel Sapochnik, the director on Game of Thrones.
What a fun send-off.
But you had a cool interaction with the mountain, though, right? You had a cool...
I did. Yeah. I sent you guys this photo because it's something I haven't shown before. Hathor Bjornsson is one of the most enormous men in the world, but I asked him at the end of filming the scene when he rips off my colleague's head, could you try to lift me up with one hand and pin me against the wall?
No way.
Just to see if with his deltoid alone he could really keep my weight. What did he do? He went, yeah, okay. And just pinned me in one movement against the wall. And I was kind of going, okay, prove your point. And then he put me down.
Like, I'm good.
Unbelievably strong.
That is
awesome.
And also a lovely guy.
So now you're working on your own projects, and one of them is a short film that you're financing through Kickstarter. It's called Resonance. What is that about? So
Resonance is a story of a hearing-impaired Uber driver living in Los Angeles, and it is the story of him encountering a number of passengers, all who don't seem to be able to understand really what he quite goes through on a daily basis. It's about his lack of ability to really communicate with them in the way he would otherwise like to, because they're so involved in their own worlds, they're so invested, they're all on social media, they're all doing their own thing.
Yeah.
And at the end of this story, he comes across a girl who gets in the back of his car, and the car breaks down. And he discovers that she's a classical guitarist, and she's getting ready to go and do a performance at a theatre.
Yeah.
So in order to get ready for this performance that she's now late to go to, she has to get another Uber to come pick her up. And in that moment between waiting, they're both on the side of the street, she starts to play. And the character Toby is not completely deaf. He's got retained about 10% or so hearing. And he can hear her play, and it's magical. He can't make it all out. So he approaches her and he touches the guitar. And it's about the connection that my character Toby makes with this girl, who, for the first time in his life, gives him the ability to be able to, I suppose, hear something or make a connection that otherwise, for most of his life, he's not been able to do. So it's about people, it's about connection, it's about making, bonding with someone over an experience that only that unique person has given you. And it's a very heartfelt story. It's obviously a little bit more somber, and it's got some very light-hearted tones to it. It's ultimately quite comical too. Some moments when Toby he's got a spirit the size of the planet. But it's about him looking for a connection with another person.
What gave you that idea?
Well, I'll tell you who did. A guy called Marcos Efron, who wrote and directed it. I worked with Marcos on a film called Eden. It's a kind of Lord of the Flies-esque survival thriller in Malaysia about 4 years ago. And he came to me and said, I'd like to work together. And I said, I'd love to as well. I'd be delighted to. And he said, OK, I'm going to go write something. He wrote in 2 to 3 days this script.
Yeah.
I looked at it a week later and I just couldn't believe it. And now we're doing it. We're Kickstartering it. And I have to say, straight to you guys, if you can help us out with this, if you can go online, go to Kickstarter. These guys have got on their link. It's on my Twitter page.
Yeah.
And help us out. I'd really appreciate it, guys. We'll make it worth your while.
That's awesome.
Thanks.
That's awesome, guys. That sounds amazing, Eugene. I could hear you narrate anything forever. Fantastic accent. It's so great. But yeah, like Eugene was saying, guys, it's his pinned tweet on his Twitter. You can head over to Kickstarter to support Resonance, but it's Eugene_Simon on Twitter. One more time for Eugene Simon, everybody. Come on, you guys. That's awesome.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you guys very much indeed. And 7 blessings, folks.
Nice. All right, so this week on Talkin' Tunes, Rob Paulson interviews Nancy Cartwright, who provides the voice of Bart Simpson, and as a sneak peek from the episode, we've got a Mothership exclusive. This is Nancy performing the You're a Wizard, Harry monologue as Bart himself, so let's take a quick look.
I've got Harry Potter up first.
Okay, so we'll do Harry, and I'm going to be Hagrid, and you're going to be Harry. So let's see. I will do Hagrid as Dr. Otto von Scratch and Sniff from Animaniacs. That's I ripped off Peter Sellers because he was my hero and he died. So I don't have to worry about paying him or being sued. So I will be Dr. Scratch and Sniff as Hagrid, and you will be Bart as Harry.
Okay, good.
Okay, and this is just a little one-page scene. So here we go.
Okay.
Oh, well, of course you are. I've got something for you. Afraid I might have sat on it at some point. I imagine that it'll taste fine just the same. Ah, baked it myself. Here you go, Harry. Words and all.
Well, thank you.
It's not every day that your young man turns 11 now, is it?
Excuse me? Who are you?
Rubius Hagrid, keeper of keys on grounds at Hogwarts. Of course, you all know about Hogwarts.
Sorry, no.
No? Well, good heavens, Harry, didn't you ever wonder where your mom and dad learned it all?
Learned what?
You're a wizard, Harry.
What?
A wizard, a thumping good one at that, I'd wager, once you train up a little.
Oh, no. You've made a mistake. I can't be a wizard. I mean, I'm Harry. I'm just Harry.
Well, just Harry, or actually you look like a Bart to me. Did you ever make anything happen? Anything you couldn't explain when you were angry or scared? No? Well, you did. Can you say don't have a cow?
Don't have a cow, man.
Okay, that's all we need to hear.
You can catch the entire Nancy Cartwright episode tomorrow on ProjectAlpha.com with new episodes of Talkin' Tunes every Friday.
Now our next guests play Dawn Riveka. Did I do that right? Riveka. That's right. Riveka and Stacey Beswick on. Did I still do it wrong?
Yeah.
Riveka.
You did. Riveka.
Do you know what's funny? We did the same thing when we were in the show, when we were really introducing ourselves.
I introduced myself with the
Dawn,
wrong...
Riveka, and Stacey Breswick.
Yeah.
Breswick. Okay.
But it's Beswick.
Just say Dawn and Stacey.
Dawn and Stacey, y'all. Wait, what? And together they form the wrestling tag team of Edna and Ethel Rosenblatt, better known as the Beatdown Biddies.
That's right. Please welcome to Mothership 2 talented writers, directors, and actors who also make up 2/3 of the musical comedy trio The Apple Sisters, Rebecca Johnson and Kimmy Gatewood. Come on.
Hi. Thanks for having us.
We look very young now, you know, as opposed to Edna and Ethel. A lot of work done.
Since we shot Glow.
Yeah, yes, it looks very nice.
Thank you. Thank
So
you.
you guys have actually worked together before Glow. So how was it that you guys originally met?
So 10 years ago, we started working together. We're in a comedy group called The Apple Sisters, as you said, and we met at the People's Improv Theater, which is an improv theater in New York City. And we were both teaching there, and we started our own comedy group. We were thinking we were just going to do like a Valentine's Day show, and ended up doing a new show every month for a while. And 10 years later, here we are.
Yay! Oh my gosh. Guys, tell us about your Glow characters, Stacey and Dawn, and their wrestling personas,
No.
the Beatdown Biddies.
No, you
want me
try
to do
it.
All right,
I
go
want
ahead.
you to do it.
Scroll back up. Tell us about your characters from Glow, Stacey Beswick and Dawn Riveka, and their wrestling personas, The Beatdown Biddies. Tell us about them.
You win.
So Rebecca plays Dawn, I play Stacy, and we're hairdressers who work at the Beverly Center. And our clients think that we're really funny, so we decide we want to be stars and audition for a show. We don't care what it is, honestly, and it just happens to be wrestling, so we're like, that's fine. And so the Beatdown Biddies are, like, we're the kind of clowns of the show. They call us the rodeo clowns. So the Beatdown Biddies, they kind of just, like, let us go wild as these old ladies.
Yeah, we just had so much fun playing these old ladies. Like, I don't even think we talked about what the voices were that we were going to do.
Like, hey, all right, here we go.
Yeah, I got tendinitis.
Yeah, I got 12 tonitis.
I love how in the show, the other characters, like, we see them, like, struggling to figure out their personas, but your two characters.
Just like in it to win it from day one.
From day one, they're like, okay, we're fine, bye. And they go off and do their own thing, and I love that. I feel like it's your guys' chemistry, because in real life, it's
When
just.
they let us improvise, like a lot of our jokes as the Beatdown Biddies.
Oh, that's
Yes.
perfect.
It was great. They were like, this is why we hired you guys. Just go free.
Be the biggest assholes you can be.
Fantastic. That's the job that I want.
We love you.
Yeah. Jessica, you already have that job.
Wait a minute.
That's this job.
That's this one.
More matching outfits. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get there eventually.
Yeah.
Watching the show, I was wondering how much training do you guys actually go through, and then how much is it that you do? Do you have stunt doubles? Like, because it's really physical throughout the whole season.
Yeah, we actually did 4 weeks of wrestling training with 2 stunt women and Chavo Guerrero Jr., who's a legacy in the wrestling world.
Do you know who he is?
I
You do.
know the name.
Amazing. And his actual uncle taught the real Glow Girls.
Yeah.
So, and it was just a happy accident that they both worked on the show.
Yeah, it ended up working out that, like, that's who trained us. But he was amazing, and they taught us actually how to do everything. We learned all of each other's stunts, and then we all did our own stunts.
That's awesome.
So there were people there on hand for, like, repetition or the big matches, but we did all of our own stunts. Even in episode 7 when we were wearing hoods, and you can't tell it's us.
That was you?
It certainly was.
Wow. Oh,
Yeah,
you guys, if
but
you haven't
this
seen
was
it,
us.
you got to watch episode 7. I don't want to say.
It was actually pretty funny.
Yeah, it was great.
Near the end,
It was
I was
great.
like, oh, I wasn't expecting that. What is the hardest wrestling move that you guys have had to learn?
Well, I would say in episode 10, I do a move called the head scissor, where Ellen Wong, who plays Jenny in Fortune Cookie, she kind of kicks her leg on my neck and then swings and then flings me out of the ring. So looking at this move, you're like, what is this?
Yeah.
And it just takes a lot of coordination, and it's like dancing, really. It's like a slam dancing, though.
Yeah.
You know, slam.
It's like slam swing.
Slam swing.
Yeah.
Slam swing.
Rebecca, you are an improv teacher, and you actually appeared on Project Alpha's Nerdist School of Improv, which is awesome. How do improv? There it is, right there.
Makeover show. I love it.
Rebecca, how do improv skills help you like navigate the wrestling world?
Well, wrestling.
Hold on, this move right here.
Yeah,
Look at your hand.
that move.
Is that just like you're
Cup
holding
your
an
hands.
apple? You were really cupping that apple.
Yeah, I'm really cupping my hands. It takes a lot of commitment to keep your hand clawed that way for an entire lesson. No, there's actually a lot of improv in wrestling because there is what's called a work, which is where wrestlers work together to make a match happen. They don't discuss it ahead of time. They know a million moves, you know, and so they work together. So you're kind of, really listening and reacting to each other, but with your bodies. And you're improvising in the moment when you're actually wrestling. And then as the character, it's also a lot of improv because you go based
working
off
the audience too to get them pumped up.
It's based on how the crowd, even when you watch like WWE, you could see sometimes like certain characters, they expect to get a certain reaction from the audience, and then the audience that town, whatever town they're in, is giving them a different one. They have to adjust, and so it takes a lot of improv. So they have like a set character, but then they improvise within it. So that's why I was perfect for it. And plus I'm so good at this.
I was working on the opposition. That's why we got this part. You know what I mean?
Can I ask?
That's how we shake hands.
This might be a good time to remind folks that all 12 episodes of Nerdist School of Improv are available now on ProjectAlpha.com.
Very subtle.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now,
Are you okay? Did you just black out for a moment? Oh, okay. Great.
Promos. Yep.
You're back. Great. Good.
Now we've actually got a clip of you guys from Glow that hints at what Hector and I will be getting up to later.
Okay.
So let's check that out really fast.
I'm Ethel. I'm Edna. And we're the Beatdown Biddies. You want a piece of me? I got rolls older than you. Oh, yeah? I'll come at you. I'm like a good 5 of cereal. I'll make you shit your pants.
Such a fun day.
So later on in our Mothership Challenge is more of a big event, 100% inspired by you guys on GLOW. And then we put in a lot of time and effort. We've got Hector and I are finally going to perform our promos for our own 80s wrestling persona. It's gonna be cool. You guys are gonna be the judges.
Yes.
You know, feel free to judge on costume, you know,
All that stuff.
appearance.
Yeah.
Like
Pre-show,
selling it.
pre-show banter.
Yeah, that's we're taking notes already.
That being said, do you guys have any tips to give us?
Yes, I would say commit to the character. Choose if you're going to be the good guy or the bad guy, and then commit to how you're going to kick their ass.
And make sure that you nail it.
Don't suck.
Okay. Yeah.
I love those don't suck advice.
Be hilarious. Hit your punchlines. Okay.
Cool.
Thank you for the advice. Make sure to watch Rebecca and Kimmy on season 1 of GLOW, currently streaming on Netflix, and add it to your queue because season 2 was just announced.
Yay.
So congratulations on that. Yeah.
And be sure to check out the Apple Sisters live at Scoop Fest in Las Vegas on September 23rd at 8 p.m. at The Space.
Yes. Also,
Sounds so general, doesn't it?
the space.
Outer space. Who knows?
Find it in Vegas.
Mothership to get there.
Heck yeah. Also, you can find their you can find their music featuring Paul F. Tompkins, who was just here last week, Kate McCucci, Olivia Wilde, and more on iTunes and at CD Baby.
All right,
Thank you guys
Thank you so
very
much.
much. Look forward to season 2.
Yeah. While Rebecca and Kimmy are off pummeling the haters, we've got an exclusive sneak peek from Alpha Book Club with the ABC hosts who love Mothership so much, maybe they should marry it. Hector, you want to take it from here?
Hey, thanks, Hector. Man, you are handsome. Welcome to our super secret Mothership exclusive bite-sized version of Alpha Book Club. This week, we're reading some stories from The Martian Chronicles by Ray Bradbury. Rachel, Kyle, what did you guys think?
Well, this is one of my favorite books. I've read it over and over and over again. I love it because it's this really dark, beautiful, sad, fucked up sci-fi story about humans and Martians trying to understand each other. And it's, I recommend it to a lot of people. It's one of my favorites.
That's awesome. I had never read it before and was so happy I got the chance to, because it's so many different tones. It kind of, I think, encapsulates everything that is great about Bradbury, and also, you know, every story is about how humans react to everything around them, and specifically kind of American expansionism and stuff like that. And
Totally.
It's a great snapshot of the 50s, but it's also good for any old time.
Just like anything that's well written, it's super relevant today. Like I said earlier, Ray Bradbury was super woke, and I thought it was awesome. And I've only read about halfway, but it feels like the stories aren't all the way connected. But Kyle, you said that later they do become sort of more connected.
They do, yeah.
Cool.
There's a pivotal point in the book where everything kind of comes back to that.
Very nice, very nice. Well, since you guys both really liked it, question for you guys. What kind of a reader would you recommend The Martian Chronicles to? Rachel, you said you recommend it to a lot of different people. Who would you recommend this to?
I would say if you're a fan of science fiction, thoughtful science fiction, if you have a dark sense of humor, and if you like things that are beautiful and sad at the same time.
Yeah.
Well said, Kyle.
I would say, on that same kind of token, people who like The Twilight Zone, I think, would really enjoy this. People who like kind of bite-sized anthology fiction, even though it is all connected, it's all sort of like, you know, tales from various points on Mars.
If you like Black Mirror and Twilight Zone, check it out.
Black Mirror is a really good one.
Really good one,
call.
guys. You can catch our full breakdown on Alpha, and don't forget, next week we're going to be starting September's book, The Giver, by Lois Lowry. We'll be reading up to the beginning of Chapter 6. You can see us every Wednesday at 6 p.m. PT over at ProjectAlpha.com. Back to you, Hector, you stupid idiot.
Man.
I love that you actually treat yourself like how I treat you.
On the show, even I'm an asshole to me. Nobody's ever nice to me. Thanks, Hector. You jerk. We really did it. Great. Okay, great.
Well, congrats to both of you. And also congrats to us, because we're about to play a fun indie game. Folks, it is time for Indie City. All right. This week, a brand new VR game called Cat Sorta dropped, and it's everything that you could have hoped for. Developed by Pawmigo Games, your job is to remove deformities on the cats and replace them with the correct body parts, including tails, ears, and assholes. To give us more deets, please welcome lead developer Spencer Stewart.
Spencer.
Come on in.
Fantastic.
Great. So,
hi.
How in the world did you come up with the idea of sorting cats? And I'm going to automatically assume it's because pot is legalized in California.
Perfect segue.
Yeah.
That is absolutely the answer. I don't think you need to say anything else. Pretty much speaks for itself, yeah.
Seriously, though.
Yeah.
So seriously, cat sorter. I have 2 cats, and I like making games, and VR is pretty fun.
Well, shit, that seems really basic.
I love it. But some of the best ideas are the ones that are like that. Did you guys have different ideas in the pitch session, and how come you guys went with this? Just because you like cats?
Yeah, we had a lot of things on the table. As you guys know, VR is a pretty cool new thing.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of kind of obvious choices you could do. First-person shooters, Skyrim, Fallout, all those games that are coming out are really cool.
Yeah.
So we saw all that.
I like these, though. I like these just nice, fun,
outside
plug and play, go kind of.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, my background is mobile games,
Cool.
so we wanted to do just kind of like a bite-sized sort of experience, and cat sorter
And
was
that's
that.
perfect for somebody like me who, wants to be part of the VR thing, but I always get sick. It never fails. So I can only play at like little increments at a time. But I still want to feel like I'm doing,
guys,
investing my time
Let's
in it.
get into the game. Let's see this thing. I want to see this thing in
games
action.
all day. No, so
Let's do it.
personally.
Let's do it. All right. So here we go.
Wait,
Jess is going to put the
so
thing
I
on.
need
We're turning you this way, I think. Is that how it's working?
There we go, and let's get you the controllers.
Okay, fantastic.
I'm just
so
putting it on my
we're setting Jessica Chobot up.
Yeah.
There you are.
Yeah.
And I can see what she's looking at on this
Now-
little computer down here.
Wait, I'm gonna go
Excellent.
this way.
Okay.
And
we'll
I'm
stay
gonna-
out of your way, Jess. So, question for Spencer: why no dogs?
Wait.
Be honest, dogs are just the
Am I
worst.
doing this right?
Just kidding. No, we love
Just
dogs.
kidding.
We love dogs.
Yeah.
No, it turns out cats are just the perfect shape to be sorted. Have you ever tried sorting dogs?
Oh, no, wait.
I have not.
Wait, there we go.
I'll have to try that out. What
Oh no,
what
this
other
one's got
games
some weird
have you guys
thingy.
developed? What other games have you guys developed?
All right, I need what was that, a lid?
Yeah, we might need to be coaching
Yeah.
her as we go. Also,
Coaching her?
probably try to
wait,
avoid
wrong
getting punched in the
spot.
face.
Oh, no,
Okay.
oh no, I didn't look at him.
How much space are we talking? Is she going to be
What?
okay there? Or?
What?
Oh yeah, she's
Shoot
good.
him? Oh, I'll shoot him? Yeah. Like not like shoot him. Oh wait, I gotta no! Oh, fuck.
She just dropped the cat.
Yeah, that's
So what? Explain to me what's happening
All
here,
right, I'll
Spencer.
shoot this one.
She's picking up a cat. That
Oh,
one.
I'm not left-handed.
Right, so you're
I'm
gonna
not
get cats on the
left-handed.
conveyor belt.
Okay.
They're gonna have all kinds of parts you got to investigate. It's a time game, so you have to be quick about it.
I need a leg.
And then you kind of have this whole bin of stuff over there that you need
Do I
to
get
fix.
extra points if I make
Nicely done, Jess.
So the basket's actually double points.
Yeah.
Of course. I think you got a nice air horn in there too to go with the rest of
Wait,
the show.
check the asshole.
I did check the asshole.
Okay, good. Okay, good.
That's
Oh,
like
that
the
guy
first
looks-
thing
She's
I
getting
checked.
pretty confident about
Wow.
it at this point. Yeah.
Yeah, see, his butt's just fine. All right, let's
So
see.
we actually premiered
I need
this
a
at
face.
CatCon, which is a real
Oh,
thing.
I love CatCon.
Yeah,
you in LA?
It was pretty fun.
Was
Yeah, it's
Grumpy
over in
Cat there?
Pasadena.
It's in Santa Monica,
Oh
right?
man, was Grumpy Cat? Grumpy Cat wasn't there.
Oh, cool.
You know, there was a number of other cat celebrities. We didn't get a chance to go out and see them.
Cat
We were a little
celebrities?
busy, yeah. But it was hilarious showing that there.
Oh yeah.
She's got
So-
the basket
Man,
down.
other
Yeah.
Other than this fantastic sorting cat game, what
Yeah.
other games have you guys developed? And is there any new upcoming games from Palmigo that people should be on the lookout for?
Oh, look at see, its butthole's all. Ew, it's an eye.
Yeah, you gotta get rid of that.
Ew, that's gross.
So this is actually our first game.
Oh, I don't
this
need
is
that
Palmigo's
anymore.
first game. Yeah, so this is our debut title.
Dude, congratulations,
Cat Sorters.
man. That's
Thank
awesome,
you. Yeah. No, we're super excited.
Wow.
It's been quite a game to make and definitely quite a game to show off. So,
So, question for the
Yeah.
future.
Yeah.
What would you guys include in Cat Sorter 2 or maybe some DLC?
yeah, sure. So Cat Sorter 2.
Tease us with some stuff. What do we got?
So we got Halloween, we got Thanksgiving. We definitely want to do kind of seasonal updates for it.
yeah.
I mean, the game itself.
I'm done.
Oh, she's done.
Oh, wow.
Nicely done. You get to enter your name at the end.
You get to enter your name, Jess. You get to enter your name. Okay, so
Done
holiday
right there.
themed stuff, and right
Yeah.
now is the game only for the Vive?
Yeah, so we're on Vive right now. We love developing for the room scale. We thought that was a really neat thing.
Cool.
We're just now starting to experiment with Oculus because we really like to bring it to Oculus
Very
too.
cool.
So.
All right, well, guys, thanks for the demo, Spencer. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys so much.
Be sure to download Cat Sorter on Steam right now, and then you can go yourself do some categorizing.
Thanks, guys.
That was a bad one, but we did it. All right, have fun?
I'm good.
Okay.
All right, folks, I've got to get ready for my 80s wrestling promo Mothership challenge. And while I am transforming, Hector's going to talk to the creators of the new YouTube Red show, Good Game, Michelle Morrow and Jesse Cox. But first, let's check out this clip from the show.
It draws more viewers than the NBA Finals, the Stanley Cup Finals, and the World Series combined.
What do you think when I say the word esports?
I think the TV was in a bar, the volume is muted, and you're trying to say esports.
Yeah, I am. Dude, Rylan, they have tournaments, man. You can win $1 million. I'm doing this.
I support you.
We're recruiting gamers.
Are you guys with the micro penis support group?
What?
Kid, we lied to your mom. We have average-sized penises and we're starting a kill core team. You down? We're gonna have a shot at blood match. We're gonna have to do a lot better than that. I wanna hear those fingers moving.
I feel like I'm just hitting buttons randomly.
This is going to be the greatest esports story ever told. And not just because stories about esports are inherently inaccessible and unappealing.
Yay. I used to be better than you, and you hated me for it.
I'm not gonna apologize for my success or dating a model.
Yeah, well, she's a catalog model.
Holy crap, Rylan, when did you get so good?
Yeah, how about that MVP Sam?
We're good. We have a shot.
Blood match, blood match.
I'm like the king of Kong!
This is it, folks. Our first ever blood match.
His team is a bunch of soulless robots. What did Rocky do to the robot?
Rocky never fought a robot. There was a robot. It was his butler, though.
You sure about that?
Yeah, it was Rocky IV.
All right, cards on the table. I've never seen it.
I love that Rocky IV reference. Please welcome show creators and actors Michelle Morrow and Jesse Cox. Come on. There we go. Guys, thank you for being here. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you. This is so exciting. Michelle, you have been working on Good Game for a couple of years now. What inspired you to write the show?
Oh my God. Well, getting really immersed into esports very quickly with hosting BlizzCon, having to learn a lot about StarCraft right off the bat, seeing how insular and often hard to break in to the esports world because it's kind of a club. So after I hosted Heroes of the Dorm on ESPN2, I saw that there was a lot of kids that were creating teams that weren't the big organizations. They were just kids at school trying to win their college tuition. So it's about how did you create this team? How did you guys get together? And from that, started to write a treatment, write an episode arc. And about that time, I was like, hey, Jesse, what you up to these days? So, yeah.
And Jesse, you responded by saying,
let's go get pancakes.
That's exactly what happened.
And we did.
And that was the first production meeting, was pancakes. What attracted you to the
We
project?
did 2 parts. 2 parts.
It's not a joke, that's reality.
What made you want to get involved with the project?
Well, I was one of those dumb kids who was like, who decided, wouldn't it be cool to make an esports team? And that failed miserably. And so I took life experience and was like, hey, Michelle, I got some ideas.
And we were like, let's just put this all into one crazy idea. And so for a while we pitched it around. We took it around town, and people would say to us like, this will never happen. You guys need to partner with Riot or Blizzard and make this about League of Legends or Valve with Dota, and you need to make it about that. And we were like, you know what? If we do that, then we're creating a show about a community that already exists.
Right.
And instead, what we wanted to do was create this really dumb game called Kill Core that we made.
Brilliant.
Brilliant game. You guys actually built the game that you play in the show, Kill Core, and it is playable. So tell me a little bit more about that decision. Playable with air quotes.
Isn't a lot of quotes. Maybe like 4 quotes.
Tell me about that.
Just extra quotes on the out. All right, yeah.
But yeah, you were kind of mentioning kind of why you decided. But why did you decide to make this like a separate new instead of based on an already existing community or game?
Well, because we didn't want to tell a story about that community, and we wanted to tell a story about people who, like the Bad News Bears or Silicon Valley, like people who were not necessarily the misfits, but the people who didn't have the opportunities that you have in a big organization. The big org, you have a house, you have a manager, you have a yoga instructor, you have a personal chef, you've got all of these things. If you have a big house, you have a team manager, you have money and sponsors and gear, equipment. How do you start a team unless you're just shelling out money all the time, which is what Jesse did.
Yeah.
And
it failed, and it still failed.
And it's hard to do.
Deep cuts. Deep cuts.
Sorry, Jesse. Do you want to go get pancakes after this? Because now I want pancakes.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
All right, let's just go now.
Let's just do it right now. Let's just.
It's over. Cut it.
We're done. We were like, if we do that, then we're just telling a story about something else. When we really wanted to tell a story about the interpersonal relationships of people who are starting a team and infuse all of our own experiences into this story. So
there's nothing else like it right now. I love it. This
is
awesome.
And we once we finally met Dan Harmon, he got it. Him and his team, they got it right away. They loved it. We were so excited that they believed in us, that he thought it was a good idea. And from there, he said, "Do you guys know anyone at YouTube Red?" And Jesse was like,
In fact, I do. I think that was even the motion he made. He went,
little twirl.
yeah, in fact, I do. And so at 1 o'clock that exact same day, we had a meeting. We had a meeting with YouTube, and we put it all together. No joke. So after like a year and a half of pitching it, it was like in one day. And then Dan introduced us to our showrunners and writers, Sarah Carbina and Erica Rosby. They're fantastic. They write on Rick and Morty. They did Vindicators, the 3rd episode of it. They're fantastic.
That's a good episode.
It's so good. And Jesse and I had, I don't know.
Are we getting pizza after this? What's the plan? Is it pancakes or pizza? Now it's a pizza?
As long as it's flat and edible, that is my,
So guys, speaking of the game, Killcore, I heard that you guys created some really fun playable characters. So I want to play a quick little game where I try to guess the characters' names based on their concept art, and then you guys can laugh at me when I get it super wrong, okay? So should we try that? Are we are we throwing it up here? Is this monitor right here? Okay. All right, we'll try it.
All right.
Here we go. Ooh. Oh, okay. Man, I don't know why this popped into my head. Robotica. Ooh,
there she goes.
She's moving.
Oh.
She's shaking.
I love it.
She doesn't have all of her effects on her yet. This is the original animation that the Odd Gentleman made.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
I'll go with Robotica, or second option would be Guns Blazin'.
Combine the two of them.
Oh, really?
You're very close.
Gunbotica.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Now imagine terrible puns.
I can't. I'm gonna say it's
We'll wait.
Yeah, geez. Now I'm been put on the spot. I got it. Peggy, because there's like a pirate theme. I don't know.
It's just Peggy.
I'm gonna go with Robotica, which is wrong. What's the real answer?
Calamity Pain.
Calamity Pain. Well played. Well played. Calamity Pain. Let's try another one, guys. We got time for one more. Let's do this. What do we got? Next character is obviously based off of Jesse Cox. Yeah, clearly.
That's how you dye your hair pink once.
Yeah, it stays with you. I'm gonna say instead of gremlin, like grindlin, because he's trying to grind. Grind this. Too much work. I should have simplified it.
Well, what's he doing?
He's definitely humping the air. He's grabbing his crotch.
He's grabbing his crotch.
Oh, okay. So crotchy.
Crotchy.
Yeah.
It's very close.
Very close.
Crotchy is fine.
That's pretty close.
Yeah, it's Sweet Nuts.
Sweet Nuts?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Sweet Nuts.
Cool. That's awesome. Oh my gosh.
We got a lot of really crazy characters in it.
I want to play Killcore. I want to play it.
Well, you can. It's inside of the StarCraft 2 server. It's not. You can't actually play it. But we played all of the sequences.
We play it all the time. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Well, guys, thank you. Huge thanks to Michelle and Jesse for being here, guys. Give them a round of applause. You can see the entire first season of Good Game on the Game Grumps channel with a YouTube Red subscription. Thank you guys so much for being here.
Thanks so much for having us.
Yeah. So guys, if you just can't get enough good stuff, I've got so many recommendations. Good Game, Mothership. I could go on, but I'm lazy. So here's your FOMO fix.
Get ready to party like Ewoks, because we here at Nerdist, Geek, and Sundry and Alpha have the proton torpedo to destroy your FOMO.
Don't have a cow, man.
This week, the Cool Cats and the Comic Club read Beyond Palomar by Gilbert Hernandez with special guest and Eisner Award-winning comic writer Matt Fraction. He joins Hector, Maude, and Damien to dive deep into the guns, drugs, politics, and setting of 90s LA from Beverly Hills to the East Side. What's faster than a sonic wave? A sonic boom! And also Kyle Hill's explanation of the sonic boom, specifically from Street Fighter. He's throwing you some sick info combos to KO your knowledge foes in this week's Because Science. Will Friedle is back and ready to attack the lightness with Brian Merlongi. In the final episode, with Brian as a guest, he teaches Will how to paint highlights on minis and serve some Vogue realness to the tiny statues. Andre Gower and Ryan Lambert show off 6 animated shorts from all over the world in this week's Short-Ins. They've got everything from CGI to cyberpunk to psychologically damaged pigeons, and animators Nick and Nate join the hosts to talk about how drawing and animation actually enhances comedy. Check it out. Geek and Sundry producer and lore expert Ryan Green joined Satine Phoenix for this week's GM Tips, where these two megalomaniacs dive into a discussion about asking for and in some cases taking permission. It's a wild ride full of sharp vests, sharper eyeliner, and the sharpest wisdom. Listen to the Critical Role podcasts. The dulcet tones of Matt Mercer's storytelling and Vox Machina shenanigans will be swimming around in your ear holes very soon because a brand new batch of episodes, numbers 31 through 40, is releasing September 7th. Look out and listen up for the new ones. Rob Paulson is back on Alpha, and this time he's got the talented woman behind the voice of Bart Simpson. The one, the only Nancy Cartwright gives us insight into her career and regales us with tales from the front line of The Simpsons on Talkin' Tunes.
You don't have a cow, man.
And the Alpha giveaway this week is a Steven Universe Pint-Size Heroes box. All you have to do to enter for a chance to win is head to the General Alpha Discussions Forum at projectalpha.com and tell us, what would your gem persona be? When you get your prize, don't forget to tweet an unboxing pic or vid to us at Join Team Alpha. And that was just a bite-sized sample of everything we've got going on, so be sure to check out the full feast of content over at Nerdist, Geek and Sundry, and Alpha. Bye-bye.
And now, the moment you've all been waiting for! A battle royale of the most action Mothership has seen since Fathership was in town! Hold on to your titties! It's time for the Glow Mothership Challenge! Hi, folks. I'm your host for this event, Dame Aim. I can't be tamed. We've got an exciting rumble in the ring coming your way, but first, let me introduce you to our judges who will be awarding this championship belt to the hero of the night. Please welcome your first judge, a lady of the finest ilk who's not afraid of roughhousing and using her outside voice, Rebecca Monday Fun Day Johnson.
Too quiet? Am I being too quiet?
You're the best one. And next up is a bitch in the streets and a bitch in the sheets. She can't turn it off, guys. Give it up for Kimmy, iced chai soy latte with an extra shot of espresso, Gatewood.
Yeah! I have an overcomplicated drink in your face.
She's the lady in front of you at Starbucks. Now, the way this is going to work is we have two formidable contenders for the championship belt. They're each going to perform an 80s-style wrestling promo, which will be judged on 3 categories. Our 2 judges will weigh in on the first 2, costume and performance. And the 3rd category is simply chat's favorite. The best 2 out of 3 wins the match. Now, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen in the arena, you won't find more machismo in one person in all of Burbank. Sometimes you need a man so you can put a name down for your +1 on a wedding invitation, but sometimes all you need is a big, strong boy. Everyone go nuts for Hector the Collector!
I'm not a fanboy, I'm a fan man. Now listen up, my shippy boys. In the beginning, I had no choice, but this name was forced upon me. But guess what, my friends? I leaned in, and now I'm Hector the Collector. I am the personification of fandom inside all of you, not in a gross way. I collect everything from the stuff I like and post that shit incessantly. That's right, I love with the fierceness of the fandom surrounding Kit Harington's beautiful ass. I destroy my foes with my obsession. I take their capes, masks, and autographs. I could use their signatures to do some sick identity thieving, but I don't because I am the good guy. I'm Hector Hector the Collector. Disclaimer time! I know The Simpsons already did it specifically in the 4th episode of season 11, The Treehouse of Horror 10, but did that guy have a birth name that was designed by God to be phonetic comedy genius? No, my good and genuine pals, I'm Hector the Collector!
Nice! Everyone, that was Hector the Collector! One more time! Really nice work. Judges, your thoughts?
You know what? I really like the commitment to the geekdom. Your voice didn't sound very tough.
What country he was from exactly?
Yeah, but I like that.
It was a piss poor macho man Remy Savage. One of you were probably right if you guessed that.
I would have liked to see more of the collection in general.
Yeah, what are you collecting?
Student debt.
Okay. We're very hard judges.
Too real.
Great job.
Really good work, Hector. Yeah. Now, everyone, get ready for a woman so powerful that no amount of dry ice can fully conceal her. She's from parts unknown, but she can tear you apart. The terror of the night, born from chaos and cast in the darkness of nightmares, it's the Jessicutioner!
Dirty babies, I'm the Jessicutioner! While Hector is trying to kill me with kindness, I'll be killing him with actual killing! Death will devour you, Hector, and I am your necrotic underworld escort! My words will burn your soul, my breath will make your flesh rot, and my big lady muscles will rip your limbs off! If you feel you are impervious to my big lady muscles, you are immortal fool! My best friend is Satan! I've sacrificed 1,000,000 virgins, which is really fucking hard in LA, and he owes me one! Your insides will slowly burn and turn into noxious gas until you beg me to end your life as if I am not a sociopath. But I'm not even telling you the worst part of what I will do to you, and I won't either, because secrets are no fun. Secrets hurt someone. So call me Mrs. Secret, or just call me the Jessicutioner!
Whoa! One more time, the Jessicutioner! Yeah! All right, judges, you just saw the Jessicutioner. Wow. What say you?
I believed her. I think that's who she really is.
That's a lot in high school.
I thought it was great. You know, I wish you used your second camera, but maybe you didn't know it was on.
Didn't even see it. My hood was covering my eyes. Because
that's what they all say.
That's what they all say. For no reason, so I have no reason to judge.
You've seen the two contestants. It is now deliberation time.
Okay.
All right.
Go for it.
I'd say for costumes.
Yes.
We're gonna have to give it to the man who put the face on his shield.
Yeah. Very nice, Hector.
I got capes on my socks.
And you're wearing your boxers outside of your pants.
That's right.
Congratulations.
Now we know. We don't even have to ask.
Yep. It's all right there.
And for promo, we're going to go with the Jessicutioner. She called out her own horrible breath, and her best friend is Satan.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Yes, you didn't really have much of a choice, and I am going to go to chat for category 3. Looks like all three of you guys are kind of 50-50, but I am seeing a lot more Jessicutioner! Jessicutioner wins! Congratulations!
Yeah, what are you going to do now?
Yeah!
I'm going to be like,
Oh my gosh.
well, that's our show. Thanks to Spencer Stewart for helping us sort cats into Kimmy Gatewood and Rebecca Johnson for making us glow. You can see Glow on Netflix now and keep an eye recently announced season 2.
Also, thanks to Michelle Morrow and Jesse Cox for the Good Game talk, and to Eugene Simon for more Good Game of Thrones talk. Check out his short film Resonance on Kickstarter. I'm Hector Navarro.
I'm Jessica Chobot. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next week, Thursday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific, when we'll have the voice of Batman, Kevin Conroy, on the show. Congratulations to Chris Rockwell in the Nerdist chat for participating in the show. Make sure and check your direct messages on the deets on how to get your mug. And for now, stay tuned for Critical Role up next. Bye!